Hi, I'm Raven Skye, the author of A Rumble in VA, and I'm on with Jerry Royce Live.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Positive Power 21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power. And today's sponsors are, well, first we want to thank everybody that came out that belong to Facebook in Baltimore, Maryland, that supported Queen Z Production gospel stage play called Taking It Back. I was about to say Taking It All Back, but it's Taking It Back. Maybe the second one will be called Taking It All Back. Anyways, Zenobia, we'd like to say thank you for allowing us to help support you, and we were really blown away by the support. I think it was standing room only. She had vendors. The whole place was sold out. Man, she probably should have rented out the lyric for this venue, but sometime you're first time, whatever first time, you never know you're going to get that much support. And she had big time support. That was awesome. Thank you, everybody. And I think she's trying to work on a DVD and possibly a second showing in Baltimore. Okay, so let's keep her in prayer. Also, we'd like to say thank you to Lane Cobb, holistic coach, empowerment speaker, and author. She has a workshop coming up called Right for Power. Uncover, heal, and confidently step into your victorious life. It starts August 18th, all right? And she said this is the time to gain victory over your past, create a deeper awareness of who you are, what you want, and how to get there. All right, discover your unique purpose and ignite your own inner passion. Turn trials into triumphs and pain into power. Deepen your divine connection to access enlightenment and grace. All right, so you can find out more about this workshop by calling her at 443-756-8391. That's right. Get your pen. It's 443-756-8391, and this is online. All right, and our website is Lane Cobb, and that's COBB, lanecobb.com/events, and you can email her at lane@lanecobb.com. All right. And if you can always check out her interview on our website, and we will put her website and contact information out there for you also. So she was interviewed about 2 weeks ago. All right, REI Heritage Tours. That's right, home of Harriet Tubman in Cambridge, Maryland. Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. Book your scenic driving tour with more than 30 sites related to Harriet Tubman and the freedom seekers of the 1800s. For more information, call 1-800-522-TOUR. And people coming as far as California to check out this 30-site tour. All right? So it's a really good one. I've been out there, too, especially when it's really, really hot. It's an experience you'll never forget. You get to see her house and the school and everything she's from. And also they have a museum. All right. Also, we want to say thank you for Valerie Moore for being part of Positive Power. Have you ever received good advice that you were unable to follow? Has your doctor ever recommended a lifestyle change that you found to be unsustainable? Have you ever wanted something in your life but found you couldn't achieve it alone? Well, contact Purple Rose HolisticHealth.com. They will personalize a program that will radically improve your health and happiness. Contact Valerie Moore for a free initial consultation. All right, and again, that's PurpleRoseHolisticHealth.com. All right, and thank you to all the guests that we had on our show last week. We really appreciate you guys. Also, check out Helen McMillan at www.helenmcmillan. She have a program called 7 Simple Ways to Shift into Your $1 Million Zone. And she has a couple events coming up also, so you want to check out her site at www.helenmcmillan.com, and that's MACMILLAN. And I'm going to have her link out on her website, because she definitely inboxed me and said, Jerry, you forgot my website. So you guys got to remind me, because we be working hard in here, and we want to get out of here tonight. All right, everybody, so thank you so much. Next on our show tonight, we have Raven Skye. She born and raised in the state of Virginia and the mother of 2 children, currently resides in Jonesboro, Georgia. An avid reader since the age of 13, Raven made the conscious decision, as so many readers have done, to put down the books and pick up the pen. Inspired the likes of authors Donald Goins, Nathan McCall, and a host of other authors, Raven has diligently pursued the completion of her first self-published novel, A Rumble in Virginia, or Rumble in VA. Other books by Raven Skye: Another Rumble, The Final Rumble, Still Rumbling, Cut and Curl, Cut Up To, and The Pen Pal, Volume 1. We got to find out why there's so much rumbling going on in Virginia. Welcome to the show, Raven Skye. Welcome to Jerry Royce Live. How you doing tonight?
Thank you. I appreciate the warm welcome. I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I am blessed. I'm just so happy to be here with you. You know?
Thank you. Me likewise.
Yeah, it's so exciting to meet you guys. You just never know. It's just like Cracker Jacks. You don't know what you're going to get in that box. You guys, you authors are something else. I enjoy every minute of you guys. All right, just welcome. All right, so since you're from Virginia, I'm about to say welcome to Baltimore, since I live 20 minutes outside of Baltimore. All right?
Oh, okay.
But I say we do love some Virginia, because my kids love to go down to Virginia. I'm not sure if it's because you guys have the Great Wolf Lodge or the beautiful black colleges like Hampton University, where my wife graduated from, or it's because you guys got King's Dominion. Which one is it?
As long as the Great Wolf, I can't even remember exactly when they opened up the Great Wolf Lodge, but I've never been there. I prefer Busch Gardens over King's Dominions, because to me King's Dominions rides are a little bit scarier. But VA is where it's at. It's home. I miss it. I can't get no crabs down here in the dirty South, so
sure can.
I probably won't get any until next summer when I go back home. But I'm adjusting to it. It was a much needed change. So here I am.
That's right. Down in the ATL, nothing wrong with that. Now we had I think we visited ATL twice, for business, and we had. They get some pretty bad storms down there, man. I think we were in a pretty bad traffic accident down there too. Got hit by an 18-wheeler. But I'm here to talk about it. But
yes,
it's all good. Yeah, them storms, man. Y'all get some rough storms down there.
Yeah, it does rain a lot. It has it so far this summer, a few thunderstorms here and there, but when it does thunderstorm, it thunderstorms. You would think your ceiling or your roof is getting ready to crash in.
Yeah, boy. Oof. Well, anyway, we're so happy to have you here to talk about your writing collection. I didn't know that Cutting and Curl Up Too and all those books were yours too. I was looking at that whole lineup. A lot of times on Amazon, they just throw everything that's related to the author's book that's being shown. But you have a pretty good lineup, and that is really powerful. Very good. Good for you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, before we talk about your book, we read a little something about you. So tell our listening audience, a little more about you, so they can get to know you here while you're on the show.
Oh, where do I start? I guess you could say that I fell in love with words and English, probably in English class. Actually, to be exact, when I was in the 7th grade, my junior high teacher, I'll never forget him. I don't know where he is now, but his name was Mr. Emmerich, and he would read us stories in the classroom. And when he read them, he would give you the full effect. If it was a man speaking loud, he'd raise his voice. If it was a dog barking, he would do that. And it just mesmerized me. And I said then, I want to do that. I not only want to read books like that, I want to write books like that. And from then on, that's just something that I just always said that I was going to do. Anybody would never find me without a book in my hand. I couldn't even count how many books I've read to date. But I told my mom when I was 13 that I was going to write a book. Now, my other family members laughed at me because I'm a little silly and can be real goofy at times, so they didn't really take me seriously. But my mom did, and she went and she bought me a typewriter. Now,
Wow.
if you were to ask some of this generation, they'd be like, what is a typewriter? But I had a Smith & Corona. That was my first typewriter. And I started writing short stories. And from then on, I have like, if I was to count them, I'd probably say about 75 notebooks right now in 3 or 4 different boxes of stories and things that I've written over the years. And no shame in my game. I don't mind to say that I'm 40, so you can imagine what my collection looks like. Oh, yeah.
You're still young. You're young. Shoot, you can still, shoot, you still got people penning in their 80s right now. So
yeah. Absolutely. So, born and raised in Virginia. What else can I tell you about myself? I have worked, I'm not going to say many jobs because I have had longevity at the jobs that I've worked at. My first job was at McDonald's, and I went from a crew person all the way up to a general manager over probably a 10-year time span. And, excuse me, from McDonald's, I went to Wendy's as a general manager. And then I just got burnt out with it because, to run a restaurant and a 2 million people underestimate fast food. They be like, you just dropping fries and flipping burgers. But I ran a $2 million a year store. So you have to think about all of the cheeseburgers and fries, especially with the dollar menu that you got to push out the window to get that kind of bottom line.
That's
but
right.
From there, I went in. I was ready for a career change, so I left that and went into the world of IT. And from there, I just really started to really just like my job. Just getting up in the morning, almost just dreading to go to work, like most people do when they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. And back in 2011, my job had a layoff, and I was affected by it. And after that, I said I wasn't going back to the workforce. I was going to write books, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Wow, since 2011. You go. All right. Now, you didn't say, your marital status or anything, children, anything?
Oh, I'm single. I do have 2 children. My son is 21, and my daughter just turned 18.
All right. So you have adult kids. All right.
Yeah, but I'm patiently sitting back and waiting on my husband.
You still waiting on your husband?
Yes, I am. That's one of the reasons why I left Virginia. I said I was going to have to move somewhere else to find my husband because I knew just about it. The area that I live at in Virginia is called the 7 Cities, and it's almost like our own little private island. And you if you don't know everybody, you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that you know. So to say all that to say, it is kind of a small town.
Yeah, it sounds like my small town. Sound like Hurlock, Maryland. Mostly everybody lived there, as our relatives. So, watch who you date. Better ask for some names, last names, and the father's name.
That's right.
Yeah, boo. All right. Good for you. Now you're in the big city of Georgia, ATL, all the good stuff happening down there. Very assertive town. You got a lot of movies coming to town. You have a lot of celebrities live there now. You guys got the big malls, the fancy cars. Now, how's the book signings and book clubs going for you down there? Are you doing book signings and things like that?
Actually, no. And that's just only because I feel like even though I've been writing since 2011, and I published my first book in 2011, was self-published, I'm still building up my readership. I think as new authors, that's something that we have to work towards. And I just don't think that it's cost-effective and a good business plan to just be out there doing book signings when you really haven't built up enough of readership to people. I've heard too many horror stories of authors going to book signings and planning events and all of that stuff, and nobody shows up.
Oh, really? Wow. Now, how about the events that are designed and planned for a group of authors? Now, I can understand the small ones, Because like I met a group of young ladies who under a small press, and they kind of join forces. They write under different genres, so they join forces and they go out with another group of guys, and I think they drum up publicity like that. So they teamwork. So you heard of some disaster, or people just trying to do their own thing, or no backing, nothing? What's up?
It's just a little bit harder for indie authors. Now, mind you, I'm just getting here. I'm still fairly new to the area. I did a lot more networking as far as out in the public and libraries and things like that when I was home, because people were more familiar, with me. That they were kind of excited to see a book out there that said A Rumble in VA, that really captured the essence of Virginia. So I had a lot of support. I'm not saying that I'm not going to do those things in the future. Like, for an example, I just recently went to the Harlem Book Festival that was about 2 weeks ago, but I didn't go out as a vendor. I just went more so as a spectator because I wanted to see if it would be something that would benefit me to try next year. I just wanted to see, all of the workings of it, what went on, how many authors are there, how many readers are actually coming out, and, just really what the venue was like. So I really feel like all of those things will come in time and fall in place when they're supposed to.
That's right. You're right. It's when you're ready, not when the public is ready. Now, it was good you did your research, and that make you, you're a little comfortable now. So from that research, you're saying that it took you back, say, maybe another year or two when you think, you'll be at a point where you should go ahead and bring paperbacks and sit down at the table and meet people? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I already have. All of my books are available in paperback. And actually I do sell quite a bit of paperbacks, not only through myself, through Amazon. But as far as just going to different events and, like the Black Expos and all of those things, I just feel like those are things that new authors, especially indie authors, have to work toward. Because being that, this is what I do, this is my livelihood, I have to be very conscious and business smart as to where the money goes. And right now, I would just prefer to just keep investing in myself.
Right. So are you still publishing under your own name, or somebody you picked up by a publishing house?
No, I'm still publishing under my own name.
Okay. So since you've been doing so many books for so long now, why you haven't just decided to build your own brand under, I guess your name or company, and just keep it like that until somebody come a calling? Because, you have a lot of reviews out there. So that's telling me right there that you do have a good following.
Yeah, I do. I have submitted one of my books to one particular company, and I'm kind of going through the process of that right now. But I speak things into my existence. I know that I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to get that contract and be picked up by this major publishing house. But for right now, I'm not going to say I'm complacent, but I just feel like where I am now is where I'm supposed to be. And until God leads me in a different way, this is just the path that I'm going to stay on.
That's right. I understand. You're a smart businesswoman. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about some of the a little bit about the business a little bit. Who you like out there right now, and authors? Are you fond of any particular authors, or looking up to some right now?
I'm totally team indie right now, and not just because I'm an independent author myself. A lot of people that I've followed over the years that are actually traditional publishers, to me, just have kind of fallen off a little bit. And, I don't even know how else to say it. And I'm going to also say this, too, which people don't even realize that can affect the way people see you. And when I got on Facebook back in 2009 and started friending some of my favorite authors, they totally lost me just because of the way that they came across. It's like, I can't support that. just not even, just the rudeness and, understand you are where you are and you have published X amount of books, but I spend my dollars. And so I'm going to tell you one particular author that I just read his book probably about 2 weeks ago that I was very, very impressed, and it's an author named Cash Me Out. And, well, first let me say I read all genres, not just urban fiction. I love nonfiction. I'm into a lot of self-help. I like romance. I read everything, really, probably except sci-fi. I just haven't been able to get into that. But this one particular author, his name is Cash Me Out. He has a book that says Never Bite the Hands That Feed You. And one thing that stood out about his writing to me was it just captured, the essence of telling a story. Actually, I think he doesn't even refer to himself as a writer. He refers to himself as a storyteller, and he told a good story to me.
Wow, man. I'm disappointed in that because I suppose I had have him on my show this week, but we had to push back our schedule, so we lost him, but we'll try to get him back, though. Wow, I'm glad you said that. Well, I'm excited now to have him more. Good. There's nothing like a good storyteller. So do you consider yourself to be a good storyteller?
Absolutely.
Where would you rate yourself?
Between what, a 1 and a 10?
1 and 10. Yeah, 1 and 10.
A 10.
Oh. Right.
Now, I do recognize that everything is not for everybody. Everybody may not everybody may not pick up on the subliminal messages that I try to throw out there in my books without being too preachy. But as far as writing and telling a story, I'm very confident that that's just what I was born to do, and I think I do it very well.
All right, so you say you're very successful with your messages, both in your books and on social media? Because I know people, like you said, you didn't get a good vibe from that author that was on Facebook. Now what type of messages are you sending out to your fans? I know there's a lot of them. How you keep up with them?
I'm very conscious about my online presence. I frequent Facebook more so than any of the other ones. It's just too many to keep up with. And I feel like Facebook is just a little bit more personable. I have a readers group on Facebook called where we've dubbed it the Rumble Room from the Rumble series.
Can I
and it's also
part of it?
I'm sorry? Can
I be part of that?
Sure, absolutely. I add you to the group when I log in again. But it's called the Raven Skye Fan Club, but we call it the Rumble Room. And the one thing that's different and unique to me about my fan club group is that it's just not all about me, because I am still a reader, and I say that I'm a reader first. So if I run across a good book, then I will post the link in the book. We've had discussions about other books in the group. We post shoes that we like. It's more so a lot of women, but you can come on in there if you want to. We post different articles. We talk about different things, and it gives me an opportunity to kind of let my hair down, because for me, it's just not all about me and my books all the time, because everybody in the room has read everything that I have written. So it's so much you can, we do have discussions on my books once they come out, but after that, it's like, you want to talk about other things. So I like my group. It's a small group. I think it's just under 170 members in the group. Not everyone is active, but the ones that are active, I appreciate. And, they help spread the word. When I got a new book coming out, they share links, and they allow me to tag them and things. So I think that's how I've been blessed to have a good following like I do.
Yeah, you have to share, because, you can't do it by yourself. We're all in this game together. That's right. All right, so we got a little take on your group. You're moving through the cyberspace. Now, Now, the internet has come a very long way. Do you think, where would you think you'd be if it wasn't if the internet wasn't here? Where would you be with your books?
Probably like everybody else, still trying to submit the traditional publishing companies, hoping and praying somebody will pick you up.
It's almost like Amazon is that window for you, instead of
Amazon is a godsend.
That's what I say.
It is a godsend. Now you do have some other online ebook retailers that try to follow in their footsteps, but they don't compare, and that's just because Amazon is just pretty much known for everything now.
Yeah, they are.
I have all of my books there, but I also have my books on other sites as well. But when it comes to distribution, Amazon is where it's at.
That's right. So they're very dependable when it comes to delivering your books and everything. Also, no problems there with your paperback.
Well, as far as the paperback, I use the Create Space, which is also another affiliate of Amazon. I mean, pretty much everything. Amazon is buying up everything. I read something the other day that they're trying to purchase Barnes and Noble because they're pretty much struggling right now. But as far as Create Space, I know other authors that use other on-demand print companies. I think that they are the most dependable. I've never had any issues. It's very user-friendly to be able to format your book. Well, not necessarily format. I didn't mean to say that. I mean as far as uploading everything to get the book created, the cover, the interior, and everything like that. And when I order books, depending on how many I'm ordering, I have them within, 5 to 6 business days. So I highly recommend them, especially if you're an independent author.
That's right. They must have bought up a couple printing press in Maryland because Maryland was known for being the best publishers in the world, and a lot of those printers are, not under those same names anymore. So Amazon, I know Amazon's supposed to build a huge warehouse here that's supposed to help, do shipment throughout the East Coast, get things there a little quicker.
They also have one in South Carolina.
Yeah, so they working it. Where I think I bought my Christmas trees from them. So this year my wife's going to have a 9-foot Christmas tree. Yeah, we got that online. I think we got it. Yeah, we got it from them. Okay. So anyway, so you're moving through Amazon. So Amazon is a godsend according to Raven Sky. And it helps me out a lot too because, one, I can go out there, I can count on, because, one, everybody knows that reviews help push you to the front of everything with Amazon. I guess Amazon is one of those kind of engines that runs off of, I guess, social media. People come out and socialize with it. It's going to be a reaction, and that's how it works. So I use it to research authors, make sure the quality is there. Sometimes you can tell in the first few chapters. A lot of times it doesn't really matter to my people because we want to help everybody out. You have to start somewhere, just like we did. We got plenty of help our friends, so we like to bring people. And I think everybody tells a great story. You must tell a brilliant story because you have 58 customer reviews out there, which we're going to get into because we're on the top of the hour. It's time to talk about Raven Sky's book review.
Now, I think that, let me see, I think the 58 reviews, because I don't want you to jump to the last, I think that's for the last book in the Rumble series.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and,
let me see.
The first book in the series is A Rumbling VA.
Rumbling, you talking about book 4?
Yeah, the one with, I think you just said the 58 reviews. I think that's book 4. Yeah, I think that's still Rumbling. The first book, the first book in the series is A Rumbling VA, which actually is on Amazon. I mean, for anybody listening that has a Kindle, it's on Amazon for free, so you can download it and check me out. But not only just there, the first book of Rumbling VA is on a lot of anywhere you can go to download ebooks. It's out there for free.
All right, good. Right, people get a chance to get a taste of your talent. All right, so we're going to see what your clients are saying about you. I wanted to read a piece that opened up your book. Let's see if I can get back to that page. Okay, Raven Sky. This is your book description, September 13th of 2013. Say Raven Sky takes you back 3 years later to the Hampton Roads of Virginia and to the lives of Milton Woodhouse, the mother of his child, Sabrina Wright, introduce you to Milk's younger brother, Terrell, who subsequently has a problem with keeping his hands off of other people's belongings, which in turn causes conflict between the two siblings. Milk balances being a single father to his special needs son, as well as maintaining a relationship now that he has backed away from the streets with a vow never to return. Due to circumstances beyond his control, no matter how hard he tries to walk the straight and narrow path, Milk once again finds himself in the streets of the 7 cities, still rumbling. Wow, and your count of your pages are 310. Wow, you right. Now, that sounds really interesting. It looks like you're introducing a whole lot of life into these books. So basically, with your series, are we following these same characters, Milk and Sabrina?
Yes. Milk and Sabrina is the staple characters of the Rumble series. Actually, they are a couple that just can't seem to get it right no matter how much they try. You know, they're deeply in love with each other, but outside influences, other women, the streets, all of those things have a factor in their relationship demise. And I know someone listening would be like, okay, well, how many different things could they possibly go through, and why isn't it wrapped up by now, and why haven't they had a happily ever after? But in each book, I have introduced something different. You know, like where the synopsis you just read, that was for Still Rumbling, which is the 4th book, and he has a special needs child. You know, you don't read about too many drug dealers that are single parents, especially not to a special needs child. But one of the reasons why I incorporated that into the series is because I have a son. Actually, my son is 21, and he has autism. And I wanted to bring some awareness to that because, you know, a lot of people just don't know too much about it. You hear it, but you don't know, you know, where it comes from. How do you raise a child with autism? You know, the drawbacks and also the good things that come along with it. So I just felt like that was something that I could just to be different than your typical urban lit book where it's just a bang bang shoot 'em up. Because in real life, it just doesn't happen that way.
That's true. That's true. All right. Yeah, I have a nephew that has autism, and he's a very sharp kid. I mean, he's 14 now, and that dude can make anything out of Play-Doh. And I mean, he made some stuff. I thought it was actual toys that were sitting on the table, and they said, no, that's Play-Doh. I was like, what? He made little people.
To me, they all have such a unique gift. And they are so smart, and they're so underestimated. And my son is such an inspiration to me. This is my theory. They're not, because of the way that they live their life and how they're, you know, really content and just very happy being in their own world. It makes me think sometimes we are the ones that are special needs. They got it right because they live life and they happy. They're oblivious to a lot of these things going on in the world. They don't see color. They just be.
And you're right. They like to be in their comfort zone because one thing about he loves his video games, and when he comes over here, he's so used to playing his games by himself that I actually designate a room and a game for him when he comes over here. And once in a while, he would invite my son to come up and play, you know. But
when he's ready for him to go, it's time for him to go, right?
Yeah, well, but he knows
my
when
son
it's time
is like
to go.
Too.
Yeah, we just sit back and watch him, and he swims like a fish. So he loves water. You get him in the pool, you're not getting him out until it's time when the lifeguard said everybody out the pool. So you got to take him there when it's close to closing. You're going to be there all day if you try to get there at 1 o'clock. Yeah, they something else. But that's good that you were able to offer that type of awareness in your work and help people understand. All right. Now, let's talk about your reviews. Now, you got a couple people not too happy, but you got a lot of people happy. All right. Now, this guy said, this book was off the hook. I love it when a man can be hard yet soft and still be in control in a good way. So he said, bad book in a good way. They love it. Now, when you hear something like that, how you feel? How do you feel?
Of course, it makes you feel well. It made me feel proud that someone was able to not only enjoy the book but take away whatever it is that they took away from it, and just that someone would just take the time to write a review.
That's right. That's right. And then you have somebody here said right off the bat, best series ever! Exclamation mark all the way across. About 7 of them. March 7th, they picked up this book and they said, I have been reading urban fiction for over 20 years. This is the best series ever. Usually by book 3 is done deal for me, but the Rumble series has gotten me wanting more. Still haven't gotten enough. I consider myself lucky because I started with Cut and Curl and then started the series. I may have ruined my relationship with my boyfriend because of the last couple of days. It's been nothing but the Rumble. Love it, love it, love it. Can't wait for book 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep it coming. Great job, Raven Sky, and thank you for sharing your gift with us. Wow, that is a happy. Wow, she even cut her boyfriend off for this book. I've been reading reviews for a while now, and I'm like, I haven't read one like that before. That's something. How you feel about that review?
Like I said, it makes you. It makes all of the 3 o'clock in the night writing, up early in the morning writing, haven't eaten probably in 24 hours because I'm in a zone and I don't want to stop, and I feel like if I do stop, I might forget something. It just makes it, all worth it. The editing process, all of the money that you spend to make these books come alive, and that's the end result. And like I said, I'm a reader first, so I can relate. I can remember times being at work and being in the bathroom because I'm reading a book and I just can't wait till I get home to see how it ends. So I got to go and act like my stomach hurt or something. I've even been at traffic lights. The light is red, so I done pulled the book out my purse to see. That's just the kind. Books like that is just you don't want to put them down. So I try to write like that. I don't want them to put it down. I want them to keep flipping.
The rumble. That's right. Now, books. Obviously, this must be a really exciting book because you even have one review. T. Marie says, this is one good story. I wish Sabrina would get her life together. She is just starting to irk my nerves with her stupidity. So she's really involved with this character. How real is that, Sabrina? Do you? I know you don't want to put it out there, but somebody like Sabrina.
Oh my gosh. Really, to be perfectly honest, at one time when I actually first wrote the first book, I was Sabrina, and that's why it was so easy for me to write. I had me a Milk, and I wrote from the point of view. Well, let me just back up a little bit. You get classified as an urban lit writer if you're black. I don't care what the book is about or whatever. You get kind of thrown in that drama, in that genre, if you mention anything about the streets or drugs or guns or anything like that. And that's what Milk did, but I didn't focus on that. To me, the book is more so about their relationship. So the best time to write is, not only when you're not going through something, but when you're going through something. That's how a lot of great songs come about. Somebody gets in the studio and pours their heart out. So the first book, which I had no intentions of continuing on the series as long as I have, but the readers want to keep rumbling, and if I can come up with something that's going to be interesting, then, I'm going to give it to them. So said all that to say, Sabrina was a combination of me, my sisters, my girlfriends, my cousins, just women, period, because that's what we do. We sit around and we talk about our relationships and when we've been done wrong and when we've been done right. So, I tell anybody, you're sitting around me talking, it's subject to wind up in the book. So just be careful.
That's right. Now, your character, Milk. This guy, obviously, this must be a powerful black man. Tell us a little bit about this character, Milk.
Milk is kind of misunderstood in a sense. He's the kind of person that he will give you the shirt off your back, but he also will snap your neck at the same time too, if need be.
That's right.
He has a roaming eye, and he loves women, but more so he loves Sabrina. You know, he doesn't love her enough to stop doing the things that he does, but if it came down to it, he would die for her.
Milk. Whew. So tell us a little bit about this Milk his girl, Sabrina. Tell us about Sabrina. That's his main love interest, right?
Yes, that's his girlfriend. Sabrina is she loves him. She you know, at one time she has unconditional love for him until it just gets to the point where you just run out of that unconditional love. So, you know what they say, when you can't beat them, you join them sometimes. So that's what she did. While he was out there doing her thing, she ran into somebody that was giving her everything that she missed at home. And, you know, I don't want to give away too much of the book. You know, I'm gonna just say this, and this is something that my mom told me a long time ago. The one thing that'll get you over another man is another man. She just kind of comes into her own, like the reviewer said. You know, she in the very beginning, but see, that's book 4 that you're reading from. But in the very beginning, yes, she is very naive, and she does take a little bit too much. That you know, the average woman would have already been like, I'm done, I'm gone. But you know, it's no fun when that rabbit gets the gun. So she kind of gives Milk a little taste of his own medicine. And he can, you know how men are. I can say y'all men. I'm going to say some men. They can't handle the thought of their woman being with another man, but they can do everything under the sun. When the woman does it, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, it is. It hurts. The ego. It's the ego talking to us. You know, that ego can be vicious. Yeah,
absolutely.
Something else, the ego. Wow. Even though sometimes you know that person not necessarily right for you, but you know, they're in your life now. You know, they part of it. You know, you just can't let it go. Can't move on. So I guess that's how, you know, I guess these two couples are going back and forth with this thing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
What's the bond with them? They have children together?
Early on in the book, no, actually they don't have any children.
Okay.
I think they don't have children. Well, they only end up having one together, and that's in the second book. But the bond between those two was just, I guess, just from just, you know, you just be with somebody for so long, you just get used to them. And, you know, he's had times when he's been in jail. She was his ride or die. You know, when other people will walk away from him, he didn't have much family. His parents died when he was young, so it was only him and his brother. And his brother was in jail at the time when they first got together. So she was, and her family became his family, and that's all the family that he had.
Yeah, that's tough when it's like that. That's real hard. When you start getting to know the family real well, that's the hardest part, you know, because you're in a relationship with them also. That's tough. You think this book will ever become an audio book?
That's something that I'm gonna I probably will focus on more so next year. My goal this year was to finish. You know, I did the Cut and Curl book came out a couple of years ago, and the sequel to that was Cutting Up 2. So that was my focus this year, to get Cutting Up 2 out, because I was starting to get death threats for part 2. Because it had been taking so long. I guess it, you know, and that's a good thing and a bad thing to me. I appreciate that readers want to read more of my work, but I'm not like some of the authors that can put a book out every Saturday. You know, I take my time. I write when it comes to me and when it feels right. And so this year I probably will end up, well, I've already released Cutting Up 2, which is a sequel to Cut and Curl. I'm going to release the next installment, which I have vowed will be the last one in the Rumble series. And I think I got a few short stories that I want to throw out there too, that I probably won't even get them in paperback because they're going to be so short. I like writing flash fiction and things like that. But
they make good
the
sales?
audio,
Are they good sales?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. No, I was saying, do they make good sales, those flash books?
The flash fiction, I've done all right with them. I only actually have one, and I didn't even mention that in my bio, but I wanted to do the flash fiction because I think it's challenging. And to be able to kind of tell a story under 1,800 words and get the message that I was trying to put out there for that particular flash fiction story. And also the Pen Pal series is as a whole, Volume 1 is 3 different short stories grouped together, but they're on Amazon separately. Actually, the first installment of the Pen Pal series, Aviance's story, that's also on Amazon for free too.
All right, cool. Now, yeah, you were about to answer the question about the audio book.
Oh, the audio book is something that I'm going to work on next year.
Yeah, because I could see that Milk guy, some strong voice, narrating the book, Milk. I'm not sure how you'll bring Sabrina in if you're having a female character, but there's quite a few people out there entertaining audio books, and I can see why. You have a lot of people who really commute a lot. I guess the only challenge is, do you have to kind of write that like a screenplay in a way, or do they just read straight through the book? For those who into your character.
To be honest, I don't know anything. I don't know the process at all. I don't. That's why I said that it will be something that I focus on or try to do next year after doing some research. My thing for me, what I do is try to focus on one thing at a time and perfect that before when you have too many things going on, it gets overwhelming. You get burnt out, and you don't know if you're coming or going. So right now, my goal is just to write. That's what I told myself for the first 4 or 5 years. All I was going to do is just write.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking about is that like I went to a play, like I mentioned earlier in the show, we were promoting a stage play, a gospel stage play here in Baltimore for one of our Facebook friends, one of my distant cousins, and it was her first time writing, and I only had a chance to sit through the first half of it, but it was so funny, and I'm saying, I wondered, how would she do on download if she just had those characters just read their parts over a studio system and just sell it like that. I mean, it was so fun to listen to. Just imagine, you just relaxing with your headphones on, you get a chance to hear a stage play of some sort that's really funny and take you away from what you're dealing with. Sometimes you don't feel like coming home to read. A lot of people have jobs where they're doing enough reading at work. When they get home, they don't want to read. They don't even want to look at anything. I was just wondering, would it be a big market for something like that? Because I know it would work for me, because a lot of times I'm sitting in the studio working. I can't really watch TV. We trying to get a lot of stuff going, but, we find ourselves just listening to music, but we want to do some other, entertainment, but we can't, I was just wondering, Well,
audiobooks are great. I listen to audiobooks.
Oh, you do?
I listen to I love Ayanna Van Zant. And I will I'm a paperback lover. I do have a Kindle and I do download books, but it's nothing like flipping those pages. But when it's depending on who it is, now like Ayanna, I will buy her audiobook. I would much rather because she is the narrator of all of her audiobooks, and she's one of those kind of writers that, like I was telling you about my 7th grade English teacher, that they're going to give you the full dynamics of it. So I love her speaking power and her powerful voice, and it just really brings home the message that she's trying to relay in her books. So audiobooks are great.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I actually, Jerry Boys Live actually got a couple offers to do some pieces for some people. I'm still praying on it. They want me to do some voiceover and tell some stories. I'm still praying on that. But the internet is here for us. To take advantage of how we can make a living at it. So you have to be super creative. Well, Raven Sky, we're so happy for you, doing well out there. One thing I can say, I love the fact that all your reviews were positive. The people really are getting strong stories. They like the strong character. Everybody go out there and support Raven Sky. She has several series going on right now, so check out on Amazon and Raven Sky. Her name is spelled right there on the player, so you can't get it wrong. So that's RAVEN Sky double Y. And you know I'm in love with the Baltimore Ravens. So of course when we saw your name come across, they said, yeah, we gotta move up on the list.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's right, and good for you, good for you. All right, is there anything you'd like to leave the audience with, the listening audience, before we close the show out?
I just want to tell you thank you for having me on your show tonight. I really appreciate it. I appreciate anybody that gives independent authors, I'm going to say independent, whether it's an author, somebody, a singer, or what have you, a platform to be able to reach people, because it's hard. And especially when it's so many of us out here, it can be challenging. And the only other thing that I want to just offer is just that everybody read. Even if it's not even my book, reading is fundamental. Get lost in a story, cut the TV off sometimes, put away all of the electronics and gadgets, and, just get lost in a book.
That's right. Amen. And I was just talking to my son about him. I downloaded his summer reading. It's almost the end of July, and he's still having a good old time playing video games. And well, he does go to the gym, so I give him that. So, I mean, he's only 11. I guess I can't put too much pressure on him. He does like to work out. All right, Raven Sky. It was such a delight to have you on the show, and we definitely have to have you back. So anytime you're about to drop a book, please inbox me or have Andy get in touch with me so we can push you on the show, even if it's for 15, 30 minutes, so you can plug your book, okay?
I sure will, and thanks again for having me. Good night.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you want to feed yourself with some good stuff, you listen to Jerry Royce Live. Take care. PositivePower21.org, and favor us on Spreaker.com/PositivePower21. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Thank you, Raven. 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word and tell a friend. This is Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. That's PositivePower21.org. Have a good night.